Hey, Tiny Dream Team, how are you? We hope you're doing fine. We know you haven't heard an update from us in how long?
Forever.
Forever. It's been a month and a half at least. We just wanted to get on, give you a quick video, tell you what's been going on, and fill you in, let you know what's going up, what's going down, what's going east and west, north and south, in and out, and everything.
Yeah.
We're talking a little quiet, but we're going to have to turn the volume up when we're editing, but we are in Cullman. We're at the Ava Maria Grotto, and we are in the Abbey. No disrespect, but we're filming here because it's quiet and it's peaceful and beautiful, and we thought it was a good place to film.
Right.
But we last left off. We were going to go to the Georgia Tiny House Festival. You remember we said that in a couple videos, and we put a post on the community page, and then we just disappeared. And a few of you have been on commenting, hoping everything's fine, and everything's fine.
Right.
We're doing fine. We just
have a lot on our plate.
Yeah, a lot on our plate. Let's rewind a little bit to the Tiny Home Festival. We went there, and just long story short, it was sort of a flop. It was a bust. It was
For us, anyway.
for us.
For some people, maybe not. For
Right.
maybe people that like schoolies or
Vans.
Vans, yes.
Yeah, we went there with full expectations of it being a huge festival with hundreds and hundreds of tiny homes. Maybe not hundreds, maybe like 20, 30 tiny homes. And we got there, and in reality there were some vendors, like there were knife vendors, there were just miscellaneous vendors, a lot of them not even affiliated with really anything you would consider tiny houses. There were 4 homes that I remember. They were all made by one manufacturer out of I believe Georgia, and I forgot the name. But they had a sales representative in each home. 2 or 3 of their homes were no more than what you could do yourself. You could go buy a shed, convert it, and you got a tiny home.
You know what they say about forgettable. Like if you forget something, it's probably not that great.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. It wasn't that great. The quality was pretty
Yeah, the quality.
low.
Yeah, the quality wasn't something we really wanted to just put on our channel.
Right.
Now they did have one really super nice tiny home. It was expensive. I think it was pushing 140, but it was overloaded with people coming in and out, and the sales representative was there, and there was just no way. The line was long. When you get in the home, a little 399 square foot home, there's 25 people in there. So we didn't even film there. And we had planned, let's get there really early, or let's stay late and get our filming done. But we got there right when the place opened, and it was already overrun with people. So we really didn't have an opportunity to film anything. There were 2 or 3 people there that were selling their own homes. They had brought their own homes there and had them up for sale. Then there were 1 or 2 of the metal container homes, and those things were not built with very high quality.
It's like they just threw them together and brought them there to sell.
Yeah, and Tammy almost broke her leg again in one of them because the way they had planned out the thing, it wasn't done very well. And
the bathroom was elevated, so you had to take a step up to get into the bathroom and a step down to get off the step to go into the rest of your living area.
yeah, and the step, of course I understand why they did that. They had to build it up so they could put the plumbing underneath. But if you've got 20 people in a house and you're trying to get in and out as quick as possible, she just missed the step and boom, down she came.
Scary.
And then there were a bunch of buses and schoolies and vans, and most of those were I don't know. I wasn't terribly impressed. There was one that I really liked. I thought it was really impressive. The lady had it finished out nice, but she just didn't, there were too many people in there. But it turns out after talking to her that she actually bought it like that, and she only put a few decorator items in there. So we really couldn't get an interview with her about how did you do this, how did you get this wood stove in here, and things like that. It just wasn't, she didn't do the work. And she was just there showing it because she's trying to sell it, and she was going to move on to the next one. And then there was a guy there that had a neat little NASA bus. It was more like a tour bus type bus that he had done.
But he put, what, $30,000 in solar panels?
Yeah, $30,000 in solar panels.
So he wanted a crazy amount for it, didn't he?
Yeah, he was pushing 150, 170,000 for this bus that had 160-some thousand miles on it.
And he said it breaks down all the time.
Yeah.
And he can't, not be honest about it.
Yeah, and that's why he's wanted to get out of it, because it was just too much for him. So that was what we encountered. And then some of the vans, I mean, I know a lot of you watch Vivian, and Vivian's always talking about her messy van. Nah, she has no mess in her van compared to some of these vans. I don't even know why these vans were there. You couldn't get in. You just had to look in the door and look at the mess, and it's like, okay, you live in your van. And you don't care that you live in your van and it's not clean, and you brought it here and you paid a vendor fee to show it or whatever. I just didn't get it, and it was like that. And we went over there 2 times, and it was totally overrun with people. Now for the right people that are just curious, getting into tiny homes and learning about them and getting their interest, entry level. It would be a great festival. But we thought, because this is like the 9th year of this festival, that it was going to be big and there was just going to be lots of different vendors and manufacturers, and that wasn't the case at all. It was just
very, it seems like a lot of people were local.
Yeah.
Or there was Incredible Tiny Homes there.
Yeah, Incredible Tiny Homes have one of their Amish-built homes there.
Right, and of course we didn't film that because their stance on filming there.
Yeah, you're not allowed to film their moms.
They only filmed theirs. So.
Yeah, and they also had a booth next to that with a guy there talking about the new property that they're developing. No, that was actually the new property in Tennessee that they're developing. So there was a guy there talking about that, and we couldn't really get too close. There was a lot of people there, but they were over in this corner, and then as you came back this way, there were more schoolies and things, and then you had 2 or 3 homes there that were for sale by private individuals, and then you had the 4 from the one company, and it was Dragon? Was that who was Dragon?
Homes, yes.
Dragon's the ones that had the 4. And I'm not saying it's bad quality at all, just the 2 or 3 first ones.
Which they called
entry level budget homes. We just didn't really like the quality.
Walls, I believe.
Yeah, they had plywood walls and
just some
things like that.
Odd choices.
Yeah, and some layout funkiness.
I mean, even paneling would have been a better choice, I believe.
Paneling probably would. But like I say, Dragon did have the one that was really super nice, but it was a super expensive price, and we really couldn't film that. But we did catch a couple ideas. I took a few pictures. I haven't posted them yet because I really wanted to do a video update.
Plus, we've been extremely busy with home renovations.
Yeah, our house is. That's one of the primary reasons. Besides the fact we didn't really have anything to film in Georgia, was that we've been absent, is we have just been soaked up with, and I mean soaked up.
Right, you literally
soaked up with our house.
Plumbing issues that were issues that weren't there before, but we decided to move a washer and dryer location, and when you move that means you need to move the plumbing.
Right.
So that's what we did. We moved the plumbing, and we figured out that when we turn the water off, the water doesn't always go completely off.
Yeah.
So
after
making mistakes of soldering with wet plumbing, and it didn't work, the next day we had to come back in and take a tip of someone on YouTube that said to take some white bread and stick it in the pipe to give us enough time to sop up that water while we're soldering that pipe.
Yeah, we're not here to tell you all about how to plumb a house, but
who knew white bread though, right?
Right. We were relocating we're not relocating, but we're expanding our laundry room. We found some additional space behind the closet in our floor plan that was just empty, vacant space, and it's probably, I want to say 6 extra square feet. So we decided, the way our laundry room is laid out, it's inside the hall bath, which is a little odd for newer homes, but for older homes, that's the way it used to be. And you open these bifold doors and you got your washer and you got your dryer. Well, we found this extra space to the left of the washer, so we figured out we could move the washer. We have to tear out the wall. We could turn the washing machine, I guess that's 90 degrees.
To where they now face each other.
And slide it back and turn the dryer 90 degrees. And then you have enough space now in between that you can walk into this room.
Yeah,
as opposed to standing in the bathroom doing your laundry, you can walk in.
Now we have a physical laundry room instead of the bathroom being the laundry room.
Right. And we're taking the bifold doors down. We're going to sheetrock, and then we're going to put in a regular door. Yeah, a 3-foot wide door to make it roomy enough to get your appliances in and out. And the only problem we have to do is we had to relocate the plumbing and electrical, because when you walk in, or when you open the doors now, the plumbing and electrical is on the back wall, and moving the washing machine this way, the plumbing and electrical needs to be on that wall. So we had to move the plumbing, and our house is 1980 built, 1984, something like that. So you're talking 40 years old. The cutoff valve for the plumbing outside is 40 years old, and when you turn it all the way closed, there's still not substantial, but enough water just to accumulate, drip, 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 and it makes all your plumbing, even though you turn the water off, all your plumbing has still got a little bit of water running through it. So we tried to get around it, shortcut it, and solder it, and the solder just wasn't working. So like she said, you take that pipe, you stuff some bread up in there, you take an ink pen and you push the bread deep up in there a little ways, and then you dry the pipe off and you can solder it, because you can't solder a wet pipe. And then eventually, not very long, that water gets saturated and the bread gets saturated and the water dissolves it, and it just flows right through. So we did that last night, and then we found a couple extra.
It worked amazingly.
Yeah, it did work great. So we've got a couple extra little leaks up top now that we found after we replumbed everything. We're going to fix those this evening, and then we can drywall and put in our flooring and put our appliances back in, and we can wash clothes. We've had to go buy new clothes, because we could always go to a laundry room or a laundromat, but we haven't done that yet. But we're hoping to get that project completed.
But just more experience, just in case we decide we want to build our own tiny house or shed conversion.
Yep. And then the other issue, the other thing before this bathroom, prior to that, we talked about working in the kitchen. We haven't completely finished the kitchen. We did finish up the master bedroom, the master bath. That's done. I might take some pictures of that and put it on so you guys can see it on our community page. And we also we had a downstairs bath, and that was another project we got involved in before we did this laundry room. But we redid the downstairs basement bathroom, and it looks really good.
It looks great.
We picked a nice floor. We put in a new vanity top, a new toilet, and
we left the existing tub and shower ceramic.
Yeah.
We didn't change that.
And the existing vanity, it was in good enough shape. We had to do some cleaning up and fixing on it, but we did that project as well while we were in the middle of going to Georgia and doing all this. So we've pretty much been nonstop. And then we have 3 wonderful grandchildren. We've been taking care of them when we can, and I think we babysat a few times, and been going to the parks with them as the spring has come. Been mowing grass.
Working on our relationship, because we all need that help,
Been working on us, and we've been I do have a funny story to tell about the lawnmower, but I don't know if I want to tell. I guess I could. I hadn't watched the time. But we we decided it was time to buy a riding lawnmower, and
As the old one just took
Yeah.
a plunk.
we had a push mower, and as you know, Tammy broke her knee last year, and she loves to get out and do. I mean, I don't mind mowing grass. Don't. I'm not misogynistic or sexist about this or anything, but she loves to get out in the yard and mow grass. She loves to get out in the sunshine, and I let her mow grass. She wants to mow grass, she can mow grass. If my neighbor wants to come over and mow my grass, come on over. It's not my favorite chore, but I don't mind it. I'll do it. I know it has to be done, and I'll do it. I got used to it after she broke her leg. I mowed grass all last year, and it didn't bother me. I put my headphones on, and zone out, play some music, mow grass, and everything's great. But with her wanting to mow grass more this year and her legs still being unstable a little bit in the backyard with our dogs, and there's random holes here, yonder, and there, she's just, we were getting ready to mow grass. We pull on the cord, and this is the second time in a row the cord just comes out and drops on the push mower. So she's like, let's just go get a new mower. So I'm thinking, okay, we'll get a new push mower. But
It's a half acre, guys.
But she
A
meant,
half acre.
let's go get a new riding lawnmower. So
Right.
we go to a couple places and shop around, and we find this place we've been to several times before. It's
Bad boy mowers.
a Bad Boy brand, but this
Right.
place is called Southern Off-Road. And yes, I'm giving them a plug. They do off-road stuff. They put hitches on your vehicles. They put the winches and all that. And we've had them put hitches on our vehicles and things like that before. They do high quality work, but they also sell mowers. And we went by there. We went by a couple other places, and we found out that Southern Off-Road had just as good a price as anybody. And I said, okay, I'll take the mower. When can you get it to my house? And they're like, we can probably deliver it, what did they say, tomorrow or the next day?
Right.
And I was like, I need to mow my grass today. so I couldn't fit this mower I could get it in the back of my truck. I have a Honda Ridgeline, and it would get in there and it would be tight, and it might set a little catty corner.
It's what, a 52-inch cut or
It's a
46?
48 inch cut. But the thing is, I really didn't have a way to offload it once I got home. So I was like, man, I really want this mower. So this store is, Southern Off-Road is 3 miles from our house.
Is it that one? I
Yeah.
thought it was more like a mile.
No, it's a mile from where the Milo's is to our house at least. That's a mile.
Okay.
So it's, okay, let me give it 2.5 miles. But we have ridden our e-bikes up and down the road through there, and I knew in my mind that we don't even have to get on the highway with our e-bikes. We can ride through business parking lots and business grass. Businesses have their little pads of grass in front and all this. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to drive this thing home. And the lady looked at me like I was completely nuts. And Tammy's like, yeah, you could do that. You could either go across the highway and go through all the subdivisions. Now that was going to be about a 4-mile ride. Or I could cut down through the main highway and get to our house that way. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go down the highway. So the only thing I had to do illegal was I pulled down, had to cross the highway, but it had a red light. So the red light turned green, and I went right across the road. And then I got over and I hit all the grass and all the parking lots and made it home without any problems. I think I had to sneak out on the highway like one time to get around a fire hydrant or something that was in the way of a ditch. There was a ditch and a fire hydrant. I really couldn't go around. So, but yeah, that was fun. That was enjoyable. And all the people just thought when they saw me that I was mowing grass for a business. So it was, I got away with it. So.
Even police passed you at one time too.
Yeah, police passed.
Didn't say nothing.
And Tammy stayed close by. She followed in the truck and went ahead of me and kind of scoped things out. And I just went on down. And well, no problem. But we got home, mowed the grass. Yes, but
And now it's a little easier to mow the grass, except for me.
Except for you.
Yes, because The first experience I had with the zero-turn mower was quite an interesting one. He said, "Oh, just get on it and go." And I get on the zero-turn and I get up to the retaining wall, and I about fall off the edge of the retaining wall. So I said, "You know, what you can do this, because I'm scared I'm going to fall off the edge of the retaining wall, and that's going to be another accident and another hospital bill." So
yeah, but our backyard is nice and flat, and it's a huge backyard. The only problem is the dogs will dig their holes here and there,
yes.
but she got to mow in the backyard where it's nice and flat, and she got.
And
to
it was
enjoy
like dark outside when I mowed.
Yeah.
Had to mow with a flashlight almost, I think.
Yeah.
We both, one person held the flashlight while the other person mowed. So we were trying to get it done because we were backed up due to the fact that we pulled the rope out of the mower, and that's the how many times? It's been a few times that happened, and it just was frustrating, and we said, no more. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Well, we've had that mower since we moved to Alabama.
Right.
We bought that when we first moved to Alabama. That thing was 14 years old. So
I think it was that old.
Yeah, because I remember
time flies when you're having fun.
I remember having it. Yeah, I remember having it. Almost. Well, I'm not going to say the whole 14 years. Maybe at least. I know it's at least 12 years old. And so that's a testament to taking care of your equipment, and it'll treat you right. But anyway, long story short, we got a new mower. Mowed that grass the first night, and then started mowing again just the other day. Mowed front yard, backyard didn't quite need it yet. And then she goes over to start weeding. And tell everybody what you did with the weeding.
Oh yeah, I just was pulling weeds without even thinking, and I'm highly allergic to Virginia creeper. And we have a lot of Virginia creeper, and I was just pulling away, and so I go in the house after I pull all these weeds, and I left the weeds just kind of laying on the ground or whatever, and washed my hands real good and scrubbed myself up with some Dawn dishwashing soap and water. I came back out and I started putting these weeds inside the trash can, and I did that, and then suddenly I think we went to lunch or something, and I didn't wash my hands after that. And so yeah, one thing led to the other, and now I have poison in between my fingers.
Yep.
Fun. And then of course there's some right on my chin, cheek area, and here and there. So it's been quite the interesting few days.
Now I'm going to take a little time out because I noticed on my phone that somebody called me, and in the past when somebody calls, it kicks off the video.
Oh.
So I want to get up and check to make sure we're still recording.
All right. Let's do
But
this.
so if we need to edit this out, that's why I'm telling everybody. If we don't, we'll just keep going.
Okay.
But let me jump up and check real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, we're still going.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
And we're
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, we're at 23 minutes, so we're not going to keep you much longer. But we
Our
did.
granddaughter will basically have a temper tantrum if she doesn't talk to her grandma and grandpa.
Yeah,
Her Nana and Papa.
she loves to FaceTime us, and she'll tell her daddy, one talk to Papa, one talk to Nana, and they'll FaceTime. And if she calls, she'll call, and we don't answer, she'll call almost immediately
Or
back,
she'll be really sad.
and then she'll get really upset when we don't
Yeah, it's
answer.
really sad.
So we always try. But that was actually our son calling.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, so we'll call him right back. But we're at 23 minutes. We don't want to keep you much longer.
Right.
But two quick things I do want to mention. First thing is the tiny house. I keep looking this way, folks. Don't say in the comments why you keep looking. It's because we're in an Abbey and there's nobody in here. But
Right.
it's lunchtime, and people
Somebody may
people
wanna
do
to
come
pray
here to pray at lunchtime and eat. There's picnic tables and things, and I don't want to interfere with anybody doing that, but I just keep looking to make sure no one is walking in, because if they do, I will stop this video immediately and we'll leave and let
Right.
them have their time. But anyway, first thing I want to mention, the tiny home well is running kind of dry.
For any in this area.
For our area, so we
And it costs money to go on the road
Yeah,
and
yeah.
further than just our.
General area, 3 hours around us
Would you like
was
some
no
calls?
problem. Yeah, those
Okay.
calls. Sorry about that, guys. We had a little minor interruption, but it was a nice one. We met a nice gentleman. He came into the Abbey, and we talked to him for a few minutes. But we were talking about the well running dry for tiny homes
Right.
in our area, local to us, within a few hours. I know that we have been filming some of the homes up in Hamilton, and whenever they have new ones coming up, we can go grab those. But without having to take a really long trip, we just don't have a lot
That's,
around us.
of course, includes planning and
Everything else, and we're slowing.
no renovations going on at
Right,
the time.
we're slowing down our progress at the house every trip we take, so we've kind of dialed that back a little bit with traveling. So we're sorry we're not just throwing up tiny home after tiny home. And with that said, we are still going to have our giveaway video. It's going to be a live. It's going to be a giveaway, of course, and it's going to have to do with trivia questions. So I'm going to throw in a trivia question right here.
Okay.
The name of this abbey is called Saint Bernard, just like the dog. Saint Bernard. So remember that. The Abbey we visited in Cullman, Alabama for our update video. So anyway, and the next thing, the second thing I wanted to talk about before we close out the video is, let me back up just a second. The giveaway thing gets complicated because every time we think, okay, we just hit another 500, we're going to give away. Guess what? You guys keep coming along, we keep growing. And now we're really close to 6,500 subscribers, and we thank every single one of you. We appreciate you
guys.
And so very soon we're going to have that, and we will announce it somehow through a video and through our community page. But you have to be a subscriber, okay, to be able to watch it and participate.
We wanted it to be at the Tiny Home Expo, but it just seems like everything went wrong. Not only did it go wrong there with nothing to film, but the place we stayed with our camper to film, or not to film, but to stay while we were at the convention ended up being very loud from the excessive amount of cicadas. Yeah.
It was a beautiful campground. Loved it to death.
It was gorgeous.
But we could not even hear ourselves think. It was, the cicadas were so
They sounded
crazy.
like an alarm system, didn't they?
Just constantly chirping in your ear.
Ridiculous. And some people just can't stand that. You can't tune that out. And on film, we can't imagine what it would have sounded
it would
like.
have just been horrible on film.
Yeah.
So we decided not to film there with a live. That's another reason. But also that leads me into our last point, and I think you're going to see us. We're not pivoting away from tiny houses. We're going to continue to film them when the opportunity comes. But I think we're going to film more different things. Okay?
Senior things.
Yeah. Our original concept of our channel was 50 plus life. Okay?
Right.
And just by happenstance and the way our channel exploded and started growing, it all seemed to grow over the whole concept of tiny houses, because we stayed in a couple, filmed them, and then everybody wants to see tiny houses, and we don't mind that at all. But it's just that the well's running dry, and the opportunity in our area, and the opportunity for us to do a lot of travel right now is restricted because of our commitment to finishing our house and getting our home improvements done. So we may even throw in a video or two of, here's our house, here's what we've done to our house, here's what our house looks like, here's how we did this project, and so on and so forth.
Could we expand on that? So I just wanted to expand on the fact that we were trying to get our house ready for going up on the market by May. But here it is May, and we still have bukus of projects left that we haven't finished yet. So we are pushing ourselves to finish all this stuff in time. We already know that August is an awful time to sell our house. Like nobody's interested during school starting to sell houses or buy houses at that time. It's an awful time. So we don't know what we're going to do as far as that's concerned, whether we're going to end up selling in July or whether we're going to try to sell in September. We don't know. But
yeah, well, who knows? We're just, and a problem we have sometimes is like anything else in life. We make a list. This is what we want to do. These are the projects we want to do. And then we get into them and it's like, well, I just don't like this. We're going to change this. And then the next thing you know, there's something else added. And we really had the kitchen, the 3 bathrooms, and we really didn't, I think one of those bathrooms we really didn't plan on doing that much to. But then also like the other bathroom, the hallway bathroom, we didn't plan on doing anything with the laundry room, and then we came up with this idea just out of nowhere. Hey, let's.
Well, we were going to do the flooring.
Yeah, we're going to do the flooring, but we weren't going to expand the laundry room or do something. And then we started thinking about the master closet, and then the next thing you know, and we've got all this other stuff that just keeps adding on. So we got a lot to do. But part of our kind of pivot with the channel, we may show you some of those projects, and we may be able to talk you through some of our thoughts and ideas.
We just need to be less boring on renovation videos, because I feel some people are a little bit more edited. Their format is better, and we haven't gotten that format yet for renovation videos.
Yeah, and we played with our format for tiny home videos a little bit to see what works, and you know it gets mixed reviews. Some people like everything we do; they don't care, and some people don't like it when I'm talking a lot, or some people don't like when Tammy interrupts, and some people tell me to quit telling jokes, and some people like me to tell jokes, and some people, and we can't please everybody, but we've tried a few different formats, and we learn from renovation channels, and we don't, I learn, I mean, it's funny, but if I want to learn something, like the whole thing with the bread, sticking it in a pipe to keep it from leaking while you're soldering, I want to go to a channel where it's like a professional guy, professional plumber. He's got his plumber shirt on, and he's saying, this is how you handle this, and boom, 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 we're done. But if I'm just a guy talking to you about it, I'm just going to be kind of relaxed about it. Hey, we found this works, and this is what we did here, or whatever. I'm not going to be acting like, Bob the builder for you. I'm going to be acting like me.
But back to the focus, like, I believe that, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we're selling our house so we can downsize. So whatever downsize means, we don't know. It could mean buy another house that's for cash and fix it up again.
Yeah.
Or it could mean buy a shed and convert it to a tiny home. Or it could mean buy a tiny home.
Or a park model. Or whatever, and so a
that's
lot of
where
it,
we're at.
Yeah, a lot of it just depends on so many situations, and a lot of it depends on what kind of money are we going to get out of the house when we sell it. And we're waiting on our real estate agent to give us a market analysis at the moment to just give us an idea. It's not going to be finalized until we finish our renovations, but she's going to get us in that good solid ballpark. So we'll figure all this stuff out, but I think we ought to close this video out. We might have enough here for 3 videos.
Right.
We may split this into 3 videos. We may pull a Vivian on you where we give you a 7-minute video, a 7-minute video, and a 7-minute video. I don't know. We don't know how this is going to all edit out.
What does that mean?
That means Vivian.
She just gives the bonus videos.
Yeah, we give you a bonus video. But it depends on how creative we can do the editing. And also it's kind of hard once you're making a video, when you're trying to edit, to say that's a good stopping point, or there's no good stopping point. We got to give you 30 minutes. But
right.
We really don't want to give you guys 30-minute worth of videos.
It's long-winded, so we just, without a doubt, love you guys, and we miss you guys, and we're sorry that we've taken so long to do a video. And with that said, we will see you in the next one.
Yes. Hang in there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And then you can also hit that notification bell, and it'll notify you whenever we get a new video up. And also, double check again, make sure you're subscribed, because YouTube's getting weird. I don't know. We keep having the same problem ourselves. We get unsubscribed from people we never unsubscribed from. And we're like, well, why aren't we seeing any videos from such and such? And then we look and it's like, we were unsubscribed. Did you do that? No, I didn't do it. Did you do it? No, I didn't do it. No. So something's going on sometimes with YouTube. But anyway, or it could be our cat. Our cat likes to walk under remote control. Bleep, bleep, bleep. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll
Take
see you
care.
on the next one. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.